Also joining us on the phone to tell us how this proposal is sitting with State Senate Republicans is Senator John Flanagan of East Northport. Senator Flanagan in on this conversation. Senator, thank you for joining us tonight. I know you're at a town hall meeting also. We're going to get you back to that. But the Republicans sent out a press release today, and they also held a press conference on this, saying that they believe that if this deal goes through, and right now it's a rumored deal among Democrats in Albany, if this deal goes through, some very serious and dangerous drug dealers will be back out on the streets?
Yeah, there's a number of things to consider. First of all, I wish Eric well. He sounds like he's doing great, and the programs that he's running, I'm sure, are very valuable. But the reality is that this has been negotiated in secret, under the cloak of darkness. Nobody really knows what's in there. We're getting trinkets and little tidbits that are coming out in the New York Times and other sources from the media. And this is now going to be thrown into the budget.
Well, stop right there, because we called Senator Craig Johnson, who's the senior Long Island Democrat in the Senate, for an appearance or comment today. And we were told through his press person today, so far no deal, but cautiously optimistic that it will go with the budget.
Policy, and the reality is trying to slip it into the bill. It's bad public policy. I have correspondence from Tom Spoda, Suffolk County District Attorney, who has an excellent reputation. I'll read you one line. The Assembly bill is nothing short of a dream come true for drug kingpins, their drug addiction. All
right, I want you to explain something to me too, because I want to clarify something in the press release that we got today. It says the reported agreement would dramatically expand the changes to the state's drug laws that were enacted in 2004. The tough Rockefeller drug laws were enacted back in 1973. Which laws are we talking about?
Well, the original laws were substantially amended in 2003 and 2004, and there have been multiple modifications to that law. And from the New York State District Attorneys Association, here's a fact that nobody is really talking about. In 2008, more drug offenders participated in drug treatment than were sent to prison. The number of incarcerated drug felons is at its lowest level in 20 years. So the programs now are working. There's a tremendous essay written by the New York City Narcotics Union, who deals with this on a routine basis every single day, talking about the ramifications of what we did. The law that we changed, the first modification of the Rockefeller Drug Law, is working very well. This law is just going to give all the power to the wrong people. It takes the power away from the public, and I don't think it does anything to enhance the public safety at all.
Senator Flanagan, because things are still so cloudy right now, we're not getting a lot of specific information out of Albany on it. Can you clarify exactly what the proposal that's being battered around by the Democrats in Albany would change? That you know of?
I think largely what everybody is working off is what was detailed in the New York Times today. Now, I just want to use this as a perfect example. Okay, this to me is a classic case of misplaced priorities. I'm not suggesting for one moment that this is not a serious issue, but the New York State budget is the thing that we should be working on. The governor's not talking about property tax relief. He's not talking about educational funding, nothing for transportation, nothing for the environment or for health care. The Democrats are now in charge, and the first thing they come up with is a repeal of the Rockefeller Drug Laws. That tells me that their priorities are completely out of whack with the average person who is freaking out about their mortgages, about their property taxes, and about all the things that are making their lives more difficult every day. And I'll couple that with the fact that the police commissioner in Suffolk County and the district attorney's office have really been highlighting the tremendous increase in the use of heroin right here in Suffolk County.
That's true, yeah, they have.
So, and independent of anything that we've said or done, they're the ones highlighting that problem. This bill would make it much, much more difficult for Tom Spoda and the district attorney's office to do their job.
What about the contention by some who support the change that the jails are too overcrowded with people who got much stiffer sentences than they should have gotten, and that it would be cheaper with a repeal? It's so expensive to keep all those people incarcerated, and they would be helped better by rehabilitation instead of prison.
First of all, the jails are not too overcrowded. The prisons now are at the lowest level since 1991. So that just happens to be a fact. And a lot of people don't bring that up, but that's just the truth.
What about rehabilitation?
Rehabilitation should be a clear option and an alternative. But one of the disincentives under this legislation would be a drug offender could come in and just say that, you know, they have an addiction. They don't have to plead guilty. They don't have to do it. They can go right into treatment, and that's someone who can also have multiple convictions. It's not just for a first-time offender.
So clearly, Senator, the Republicans in Albany would like to keep things just the way they are when it comes to the drug laws in the state.
Oh, no. I think that there is the Sentencing Reform Commission, which was put together by then Governor Spitzer. That commission should finish its work. There is a strong agreement that further modifications may be warranted, but there should be public hearings not done under the cloak of darkness.
All right, Senator Flanagan, thank you so much. I appreciate you joining us for a little while tonight here at the top of the program. We'll talk to you again soon. Thank you. Marge is the founder of Dedicated, an organization focused on fighting drunk, drugged, and impaired driving and boating. A good friend to this program. And Marge, thank you for taking a little bit of time out to call in tonight. Appreciate it.
Oh, you're very welcome.
You know, I know you, and you are a, nobody gets a break from you. You do the crime, you do the time. So let me hear from you what you think on repealing the Rockefeller Drug Laws.
Well, I want to thank Eric first for the good work that he's doing. You know me. I did all my research after I was speaking to somebody about this, and one of my biggest problems, I don't like draconian laws, and I think the original Rockefeller laws were draconian, but they have revised them, and I think they need to be revised again. My problem is this and other bills, the governor is tucking into the budget, and one of the things I read was one of the spokespeople said that it's clear this is as much a budget issue as a sentencing issue, and it shouldn't be. This shouldn't be about money. This should be about people. And I have to agree with Senator Flanagan. It should be a standalone bill. Let the Assembly and the Senate discuss this. Let them come up with one good, solid law. Take the extreme measures out of it, but keep the good stuff for the really bad guys in there. You know, if you're selling tons of drugs to our young people and you're making more people become addicts, then you need to get slammed. You need to go bye-bye. If you're walking around with a couple of joints in your pocket, you shouldn't be serving 15 years to life.
Do you think initially back in the 70s the Rockefeller Drug Laws did what they were intended to do?
I think they scared people. I think they were too stringent. I don't think you treat a dealer who was dealing in thousands upon thousands of dollars the same as you treat somebody that's walking around with a little envelope of marijuana or cocaine or whatever. And I agree that it's an addiction, but there are some people that are addicted that are criminals, and that's why we need a good, strong law that can draw that line of demarcation. If you are the person who is hooked, and you're going to benefit from rehabilitation, absolutely you should be rehabilitated. However, if you clock somebody over the head and seriously injured them, then you need to be responsible for that crime.
All right, Marge, I appreciate your input. I know this is something that you've worked on for a very long time.
Yeah, well, tell our governor to stop hoodwinking us, stop trying to slip stuff through in the budget that shouldn't be related to the budget.
Well, actually, I know you'll probably tell personally if you get the chance.
You betcha.
Marge, thank you so much. Appreciate you popping in for a little bit tonight. Thank you. Do we have Iris from Ridge ready to go on the line? All right, Iris, welcome to the program. So do you think these drug laws need to be repealed?
I think the drug laws need to be revised, but they should not be eliminated as so. The court system is here to punish when you commit a crime. We're not here to treat anyone. And most of the time, these drug people, whoever sells them, whoever buys them, whoever uses them, have already been intervened with their families, with their friends, with their neighbors. By the time they get to the court system, it's more than just drugs. It is drug with assault. It is drug with robbery. It is drug with abuse. It is drug with hurting someone. So no, that we should have it separately revised and make a whole new issue. Absolutely.
All right.
We could take a look at it, but the budget, we are too busy worrying about what's going on for the next 3, 4, 5 years.
Boy, isn't that the truth?
Something should never go on the budget.
Iris, thank you so much. I appreciate that.